Alrighty, folks, you should have your bananas book and your bananas pre-reading Google form open. All right, so bananas are a very popular fruit. So I'm sure that a lot of you eat bananas and you eat them very, very often. Bananas might be actually the most popular fruit in the world. It might be a surprise to you to know that people in the United States, Canada, and Great Britain didn't always have access to bananas. So I want you to go ahead and go to slide 1 and follow along as I read Traveling Fruit Mystery, this section. Bananas are one of the most popular fruits in the world, but it wasn't always that way. They were unknown by most people until two men figured out how to get the exotic fruit from the tropics to North American tables. All right, go ahead, pull up your Google form and then respond to question 1. Did you know that people in the United States didn't always have bananas to eat? So yes or no? And then number 2, what did you learn after listening or reading just this section? Okay, so what's something new that you learned from that? Alrighty, now I want you to go to the map on slide 3. And in this map, you will see where bananas are grown. And I would recommend pressing the present on your Google slide because that'll look bigger. That'll make the book bigger and so you can read it better. So you'll see how far that bananas have to be shipped in order to make it to the United States. Okay. And then if you read the box there, it says bananas were grown in Jamaica and hard to be shipped to parts of the East Coast in the United States. So go ahead and answer question 3. Look at the map. Where are bananas grown? So they had a long ways to get shipped. And if you've ever had banana, you might notice that they bruise pretty easily, right? Bruising meaning if you hit them or if they get hit against something, they get kind of mushy and kind of gross. So, of course, people in warm tropical climates of the world have been eating bananas for thousands of years. Even after people developed ships to carry goods long distances, the ships didn't have engines, they had sails. So a long time ago, right, we didn't have ship engines, but things were carried around the world with ships with sails on them. So if a storm or poor sailing conditions delayed a ship, the bananas on the ship would spoil. So the bananas would go bad. From what you already know about history, how do you think the problem was solved? So go ahead, think about this is not a question, but just think about how might they have solved the problem of bananas going mushy. All right, so you are going to read today about two men who figured out how to get bananas to North America and also how to ship enough of them so that it was affordable for everyone to eat. Okay, so that they weren't too expensive. The first man is Lorenzo Dow Baker, and he was a sea captain. He was the first person to bring fresh bananas to the United States. So if you look, you can see him here on slide 4. He's one of the first guys that helped get bananas to America. Okay, it says, at the time Baker started trying to import bananas, Americans had never seen a banana. So you might think about how Americans might think about bananas when they've never seen one. All right, go ahead and pull up slide 5 and follow along as I read this section right here, a rare treat. Most Americans had never seen a banana until the 1876 Centennial Exposition in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. People at the convention saw the banana plant shown in the photo, so this photo here. They also sampled sliced foil-wrapped bananas for 10 cents. So they could pay 10 cents to get a slice of a banana. At the time, many people only made 10 cents an hour working at their jobs. So just think you'd have to work an hour just for a little taste of a banana. Although bananas sometimes could be found in port cities, they were rare and an expensive treat for many years. All right, so go ahead and respond. After reading or listening to this section, what are you thinking? All righty, folks. Tomorrow, when you read this book, I want you to imagine that bananas being as completely new and expensive and amazing. So now bananas are pretty common, right? But this book tells us about a time when we looked at bananas a little bit differently. So I want you to also think about the skills that had to come together in order to bring bananas to the United States and in order for them to become an everyday food that we eat now. All right, go ahead and make sure you submit your form. Once you're done with that, you are done for the day. Turn your daily back.